So a new game in the Timesplitters series is coming called Timesplitters Rewind. Oh, but before we get to this video, here's the question of the day. Okay, so basically Crytek, the owners of the rights to the Timesplitters series, because apparently they bought out Free Radical, the developer of the Timesplitters games. Basically, there's going to be some sort of a revival attempt. This multiplayer game called Timesplitters Rewind. It's a community-developed revival. Apparently, the attempt is that this is supposed to be a hype kind of thing, where it's like a buzz type of game. They want to gain interest and get people excited and just get people's attention to Timesplitters all over again. It's basically going to be like a reminder, like, oh, hey, look at Timesplitters. There's a new Timesplitters Rewind thing, and remember, this used to exist, and remember the franchise. Basically, I don't know. I mean, they keep saying it's just an HD remake, or it's closer to an HD remake type of revival type of thing, as opposed to a real sequel. The project lead Michael Hubica said that Timesplitters Rewind will be more of an HD collection rather than a fully fledged Timesplitters 4. It'll be more like an HD collection, and if Crytek gave us the torch, like, oh, okay, you prove yourself worthy, here, work on the Timesplitters 4, and then he said he'd be thrilled to do that. So it sounds like some sort of, and it's for free apparently, like free to play. The game has to be free to play. I think that's one of the conditions that they said. Must be released for free, and the game, the legal issues require the game's assets to be made entirely from scratch. The game is also being made using Crytek's CryEngine 3, and Crytek has given the project its blessing. Apparently, the developers themselves is going to be a 35 crew member of part-time developers. So the team is, I don't know, are they even original people, like people that worked on the original games? I understand it's going to be made up of components of the original Timesplitters games, and it's a multiplayer game. It also sounds like it's going to be released for the PS4 and PC, though the developer said they're interested in porting the game to the Xbox One. The Xbox One is a must. I mean, you gotta, obviously, that's a first-person shooter type of system. I mean, you can expect Microsoft and the Xbox One to be a FPS heavy. It doesn't make sense for it to not be there. But also Wii U. I mean, Wii U kind of makes sense. Wii U's capable of it. You look back at the Timesplitters games, I mean, they were all multi-plat. Timesplitters 2, Timesplitters Future Perfect, they were all like GameCube, Xbox, PS2. Although I'm not sure about the first one. The original one, the first Timesplitters, I think was just a PS2 game. Because maybe, I think at the time it came out, I can't remember properly, but I think it was just for PS2 because Xbox and GameCube weren't even out yet. I don't know. It's weird, I'd rather have a actual number 4, Timesplitters 4, a real full-fledged actual title where, it's got the full story, a full campaign, all the characters, all the stages, the multiplayer. This one sounds more of a testing ground, a beta type of thing, a free-to-play, smaller game, it's a throwaway game, and unfortunately, I think this is just gonna, it might not even be good. It might feel so amateurish and kind of low budget. I I don't know. Let's see what the fans have to say. Dead Peasant said, one of and possibly the best FPS series ever made. I hope it goes well for them. Yeah, it definitely is one of the better ones. It might be a little bit dated now, as far as multiplayer goes, as far as just the experience. The shooting mechanics is a little dated. It's been, I don't know, 9 years since the last one came out. Or is it 8 years? I don't know. I can't remember. It's been a long time. And as fun as they still are, it's just that, you know, the actual gameplay it feels very GoldenEye-ish, you know, late 90s, early 2000s. It's mostly revolving around running around and shooting people like directly. This sort of run and gun type of thing, as opposed to, you know, picking up a sniper and hitting somebody from 100 yards away. You know, it's not even that. Like, it's not even like, it's more arcadey, but it's very close range. You know, you're just running up to people and then shooting them. It's very Unreal Tournament kind of thing. I don't know. Let's keep going. Bowser05 said, great shooter in the past. Afraid it'll turn out like PDZ and be too stuck in the past. Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. This one, I think I'd rather have as a fond memory. Well, we'll see, I guess. Yeah, it's almost like Timesplitters. It's been so long since they had one that it's almost not worth seeing a new one, just so our fond memories and the nostalgia lives on. It's like a relic of the past. It's like, whoa, that was good back in the day. Like, Timesplitters was dope. Like, do we need a new one? Do we need another FPS in this already saturated, overcrowded genre? Do a Wii version from John Bone. Yep, exactly. I agree. Crytek doesn't support the Wii U, says I am Lamapai. Oh, I didn't even know that. If that's the case, if Crytek doesn't like the Wii U or they don't support it, then that would be, I guess, an excuse. That's kind of sad. Let's see what else. Yeah, it just seems like people are really talking about how they used to like the Timesplitter series. You know, they're just fondly reminiscing and how much they enjoyed the games. Yeah, if it's a free mod, it seems like it might be kind of low quality, not low quality, but low budget, like a small game. It just, you know, ugh. And then, unfortunately, I think that's what happened. Like Killer Instinct on the Xbox One, that feels so throwaway. You know, as much as I'm excited for it, it's so, oh my god, it's, you know, free to play and it's a demo and you can just download it, or you know what I mean, that kind of thing, as opposed to real retail version, a real game with a big push. I wonder how much the Timesplitter series sold, you know, in terms of actual total sales. Like, how much did it actually make? I can't imagine it being too profitable. As amazing as the games are, I don't think they sold that much. You know, certainly like GoldenEye was the predecessor to all of that, and that was the big hit, and everybody talked about GoldenEye like it's the greatest ever. And then you went to Perfect Dark, which was a really good, superior game in my opinion than GoldenEye. But I think Perfect Dark just, it didn't receive the same amount. You know, it wasn't as well received as GoldenEye. In terms of critically, I don't think it sold as much as GoldenEye. And then this Timesplitters was just like, by that point, you know, the gameplay was still there, but the brand name, you know, those guys, the Rareware guys, it's like, it's completely brand new. Like, they're sort of like yesterday's news. Yeah, this just sounds like an HD collection remake type of thing. And here's the answer to the question of the day.